We're breaking into regular coverage here on News 40 for a tornado warning that has been just issued by the National Weather Service. As you can see on radar, it's just southwest of Bowling Green. We're looking at that particular cell, which has just strengthened a little bit more in the last few minutes, just when we thought that we were looking at the possibility of these weakening. There has been an increase in the strength of these particular cells, or this one particular cell. And as we show you velocity here around the Three Springs area, we're seeing just very ragged on the velocity scope inbound and outbound winds. There is a rather large couplet here, but it doesn't show a lot of tight rotation, but it's enough for the National Weather Service to say anywhere from Plano to Three Springs up to the Greenwood exit, over toward Memphis Junction, down to Rich Pond and the Matlock community. This would be I-65 right here. This would be the outer loop as you go into I-60 or 165 into that area. And then this is 231 out toward Alvaton. There is some general rotation there that is probably going to be very broad, but it's enough to where we can say that to be a safe bet here. And I think this is more of a precautionary type situation that they went ahead and issued the tornado warning just in case. Now that storm has strengthened a little bit more. You see a core, which could be a hail core here out ahead of the possible tornado, radar indicated tornado, just a little bit north of 165 and 231 and 65, just past the Greenwood exit as you're going out toward the Plano area. Probably some larger hail inside the core of that system. Plus, I'm also looking at a little bit of a notch here. That's a dry inflow notch that is coming in toward the Plano area. So there may be some broad wrapping around of this particular storm cell, and it is moving off to the northeast. In fact, the latest from the Weather Service, I'll just read you what they're saying here, that this is going to be right over the Bowling Green area at 545 around the Mount Victor area. That is going to be as you go out 234 Fairview Avenue. That is around Mount Victor. You can see it's on a northeasterly path. It is also moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. As we look down the road here and for other locations, let's just draw that out. If it's moving at 45 miles per hour, say, then we've got these communities that are in the path of that possible tornado. The Hardcastle community, Gotts, Polkville, Martinsville. You go out to Three Forks, that's on the eastern side of Warren County. The Kepler community, of course, Oakland by 6 o'clock. You go on down toward Hydro, that would be out 1297 between here and Barron County. Then you've got Pondsville, Smiths Grove, about 603, and then you go down toward Mary Oaks. That would be on 6880 as you're going out of Warren County into Barron County, and then the Red Cross community about 608. That's going to put it right past Bon Air, Apple Grove, and Beckton, which would all be along 68 and the Cumberland Parkway as you move into Barron County. So that's where the tornado is possibly going to impact those communities. Then you've got further south, you've got Hydro, Martinsville, you go down toward Claypool and Motley and Green Hill, of course, Green Hill and Old Green Hill Road in that area. As you go out Cemetery Road, that's where you're going to find those communities. So again, this looks to be where the hail core is, and as far as where the tornado is located, most likely it's going to be where we're seeing some of these brighter reds matching up and coupling with these brighter greens, but it's a very broad rotation. And I don't know, you guys have your mics on over there, Darius?
Yes. And what you said, Chris, is that it is broad rotation here. And
we can't hear Darius.
Let me see.
There we go.
Here.
Now
There we go. There I am.
Now you're on.
So what we have is broad rotation, as you mentioned, and
Yes.
this is crossing over towards the Green Hill area. Near the Hardcastle area as well. Mm-hmm. And so far as we put on some roads here, this is Motley Lane towards Cemetery Road,
which is 234.
So these are areas that you just want to be mindful. You want to seek shelter and just get in the lowest level of your
Moving
home,
in that fashion, right
as
there.
well as protecting your head and also being away from any exterior doors or windows. That's the safest thing to do and the right thing to do during a tornado warning. And again, the National Weather Service, what they're seeing is they're seeing that there could be an indication of rotation with this storm, and that was just enough to warrant, just out of precaution, that there is potentially a tornado, or that there could be potentially a tornado
Yes.
with this storm. Not guarantee that there is a tornado with this, but the potential of that with just some of the rotation that we're seeing here with the velocity returns that are showing up. Of course, we have towards the Green Hill area, probably seeing some hail, especially embedded with this storm.
Yeah.
We're seeing these magenta colors that is indicative of hail, especially towards Polkville area. And also, just near the Kepler community, you guys are starting to see some heavy rain working your way in into that area right now. So again, this is moving off towards the north and east, roughly around 45 miles an hour. And that's generally the storm motions today. We've been seeing a lot of these storms just developing from the southwest and moving off towards the north and east. And back to velocity, to show you again, between Green Hill and then especially towards Motley Lane, Cemetery Road.
Mm-hmm.
These are the areas that you just want to be mindful and already be in your safe place.
Yeah, I would
right
say
this time.
if there's going to be something, it is going to be in this general area where we are seeing the brighter greens up against some of the brighter, more intense reds. Inbound and outbound winds would indicate rotation of a possible tornado. There's definitely rotation within this thunderstorm. Just how broad or as how tight it is, it looks like right now it's mostly broad, but low enough for the Weather Service, even in Louisville, and probably coordinating with Nashville, since they are closer, that they're seeing the same thing, and that's the reason why this tornado warning was issued. Now, let me just reiterate here that tornado warning is in effect until 6 o'clock, so we only have about 10 more minutes left.
Yes.
It's for north central Allen, central Warren, west central Barron, and southeastern Edmonson County. So it takes in a pretty fair amount of territory here. There's the warning box here indicating 6 o'clock will be the end time for that. It's going to go north of Barron River Lake, which is right there. It's going to clip across, it appears, part of 6880 as you're going out of Smiths Grove. That's 65 right there. And then this would be the Cumberland Parkway as it goes into Glasgow. So as you go 6880 from Bowling Green, as it branches off of 31W and it goes out into the Bon Air community, which is right there on the line, and then it crosses over into Barron County, it is moving in that general direction at about 45 miles per hour. So I'm starting to get some indication here of what is going on. Apparently, there's some very heavy rainfall, some blinding rain that is going on. There may even be some small hail included in some of this, especially this core. But what we've been seeing all afternoon, even with some of the stronger storms, is that you would have a hail core, but because the air has been so muggy and so warm, a lot of that hail has been falling, but yet evaporating or melting before it even reaches the ground. So radar may be indicating that there's large diameter hail, but it could be melting before it hits the ground, guys.
Yeah, and that's because of just how warm the temperatures have been today. I mean, I think we had an official high right around 75 degrees today at the Bowling Green Regional Airport. And just with the warm temperatures that we've had and pretty much the muggy air mass that's been settled in as well, just really providing the fuel for those storms out there. So this is, again, the tornado warning that is out for portions of Warren County. This does not include Bowling Green, but this is southeastern Warren County. It does include Smiths Grove, a northern section of Allen County, far western section of Barron County, and a small section there in the south of Edmonson County. And those are the areas that are included in this tornado warning, again, until 6 o'clock Central Time. The latest as far as rotation, so take a look at that, closer towards the Motley area, and also even to say it was towards the Green Hill and Motley area. This is now still continuing to work its way off towards the north and east. I would say towards the Three Forks area, you guys are in the path of this storm as this continues to move north and east, roughly around 45 miles an hour. But as far as wind gusts are concerned, you could see wind gusts in excess or right around 60 miles per hour or more with this. And if you could pull up full screen with velocity as we continue to show you just the image that we're looking at here towards the Claypool area, Motley area, those are the areas again.
This is circle that if you would, telestrate that with that area. And then if you will do a pixel query on those pixels there that are right around the Motley area and do a comparison. 34 minus 34. So there is gate-to-gate shear that is going on. We've had a lot of shear going on in the atmosphere this afternoon. So you can see the difference in even the DBZs or the reflectivity that is going on within that particular storm. But we have 34 mile per hour winds at the gate away and then 34 miles in to the center of that rotation or where it's most likely a tornado. Now, whether that tornado is actually hitting the ground or not, we do not know that for sure. We would have to have ground truth before we know that, and there are probably storm spotters out there. But just west of Claypool, east of Motley, that is where we're most likely to have a tornado in progress. It is moving off to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. Right there along the river, Trammell Creek and those areas, Three Forks, in those general areas, it is moving off to the northeast. With each velocity scan, and now the scans are going to be more rapid. Usually it takes 2 or 3, 4, 5 times a scan to get an updated scan, but now we're going to do some rapid scanning of that particular cell to see if that couplet is tightening or is it loosening. And so right now it looks like it's trying to tighten up just a little bit. There are just those telltale signs that something is going on right there, a little bit north and east of the Motley community and Claypool. That would be out 234 Cemetery Road in that general area. And then further north, it would be moving along. This is 1297 in the Hydro community as it crosses into eastern Warren County and then across the Barron County line, which is right here. And then you move over toward Berry Store in the Railton community. That's going to be on the Barron County side. It looks like it's going to continue that track off to the north and east the way it's moving right now. We'll wait on another scan here, and we've got about 4 minutes left for the warning. We'll see what the Weather Service is going to do about that particular cell. But right now, it is a tornado-warned storm. Nothing confirmed. I didn't see it. Noah, did you see a tag on that tornado warning, whether it was just radar indicated or confirmed?
Yeah, it was just radar indicated rotation. Okay. But there was a report from like an unofficial social media on, what was it, Twitter or X right now? Uh-huh. They said that there was a rotation indicated on right over I-65, but that was moments ago.
Okay. Do we? Yeah.
Can we get Morgan's mic up?
Yeah. Let's turn Morgan.
Hey guys, can you hear me? So police scanner traffic is indicating that there might be a possible rotation on Ming Road. That is MENG Road.
Okay.
Hi, we have a reporter on the way there right now. We also have reporters heading to the shelters. We're hearing a lot of reports that people are already filling into the shelters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you, Morgan, for that update. So here we are. Again, we've zoomed in a little tighter here. Cemetery Road, the Claypool community, that's where we're seeing this couplet going on right now. Martinsville, that's going to be 101 that goes south and where it meets up with 234 Cemetery Road. You can see the Smiths Grove Road right there. Okay, now we've got a new update, and it looks like the tightest part of that storm is going to be right in there.
Yes.
The Smiths Grove, Scottsville Road area. Let's do a pixel query on that to see what kind of gate-to-gate shear we've got going on there. So, okay, so it's picked up a little inbound, outbound winds, maybe 30 to 45 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Darius? Is that a little bit tighter than what we were looking at, or maybe about the same?
I would say this scan is a little bit more pronounced than the last few scans, just the fact that we're seeing somewhat of a brighter two brighter colors together. So we got the reds that are going away from the radar, greens going towards the radar.
Yeah.
And if there is any indication of a potential tornado, it would be within where we're seeing this couplet. So again, that's right along the Smith Grove Road area.
Yeah, that's going to be 101 right there.
And then also just near Porter Pike, the Three Forks area
Yes.
community. So that's where we are seeing this right now. Again, this is crossing north and east. So that
Yeah.
puts us through, say, Berry Store and also towards the Red Cross area. Let me pull up
That's 1297 going there.
Just a quick, let's
Yeah,
see here.
broaden that out. And again, it's moving at 45, so if it's on that particular path off to the north and east, it is going to take in Berry Store and Hydro here very quickly at just after 6 o'clock. Possible tornado, not a confirmed, but you should go ahead and seek shelter immediately nonetheless. What you've done in preparing for this day has now happened in some form or fashion. We're not exactly sure if it's a tornado or not, but there's enough indication there for the Weather Service to put out that tornado warning, and we're seeing enough, at least information coming in from the velocity scope to say you need to take shelter right now, immediately. Then as you go down to Red Cross, as you mentioned, that's just outside of Glasgow. Then you go down to Rocky Hill. You go to Beckton just after 10 after 6 o'clock. Bon Air Community, as I mentioned, that's along 6880, just inside the Barron County line. There's the line right there. You can see it has that little crook to it there from Park City. And then at 6880, where they all meet up, Edmonson County, Warren County, Barron County, that's where the junction of Cumberland Parkway and Interstate 65 resides. South of that is 6880 through Bon Air. Beckton Community, you're in the path. So is Hydro and Berry Store. That's along 1297 that goes over toward the Haywood community and further south. That would be 31E as you go through Haywood, and there's Barron River Lake. So all of those areas are kind of in the path of this possible tornado, and that's what we've got to watch here. Other communities in the path could be Oil City, that's just outside of Glasgow. Pritchardsville is right there as you get off the Cumberland Parkway at 31E going into Glasgow. There's Glasgow at 619, Cave City at 623. If it stays this strength, there is definitely, whether it's a tornado or not, it is going to have some potential damaging winds and maybe some large hail that can do some damage by itself. Whether that hail is small or large, we do not know. We'd have to have ground truth to verify that, just like we would need a little bit more in the way of ground truth to see if this is an actual tornado. But nonetheless, tornado warning is expiring right about now. So they've taken out the box. As you can see, the tornado warned storm is over. They have not issued anything new, have they?
Let's.
I don't think I've seen anything new.
Nothing new has
No.
popped up in.
Nothing's new popped up in our DMA.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we know we have a storm that is intense, that probably has a hail core with it, probably has some damaging wind with it, especially on the tail end back here. And there's still kind of a broad, now notice the brighter greens are up near the Pondsville area, but the brighter reds are co-located a little bit further south toward Berry Store. So that means the storm is disorganizing a little bit more, and the rotation is not as tight. It's very broad. So that's good news. Therefore, they have allowed that tornado warning to expire. So everybody's okay, hopefully so, but that's an intense storm that is continuing to move through. And remember earlier in the 5 o'clock, I said if you were watching, we can't let our guard down until that final line, and that's just ahead of the cold front, moves through, but it is weakening as it now moves in toward Litchfield and Morgantown. This was just one of those one-offs, that happens. A little spin-up probably happened, and it was enough to prompt the Weather Service to issue that tornado warning, but now it has been lifted. Let's hope we don't have any more of these to come. All right, so it's a couple of minutes after 6 o'clock. Morgan, do you want to go into the newscast, or what? Do we need to reset? What do you want to do?
Let's take a break,
Okay.
and then we'll start the newscast.
All right, we'll take a break here at News 40. We'll come back and we'll be into the 6 o'clock news right here.